Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. The studio lights were softer that morning, as if they already knew. Kelly Ripa sat in her familiar chair, cue cards resting lightly in her hands, but for once, she didn't look at them. Her smile, usually effortless, practiced over decades, flickered like a candle in a draft. Millions tuned in expecting laughter, banter, normalcy. What they received instead was silence, heavy and trembling. "I've always shared my life with you," Kelly began, her voice steady but thin. "The joy, the chaos, the ridiculous moments. But today is different." Across the invisible line of the camera, America leaned closer. For months, Kelly had been living two lives. One unfolded brightly on television, filled with jokes, applause, and polished smiles. The other existed in quiet hospital corridors, under humming fluorescent lights, where Mark Consuelos, her husband, her partner, her constant, fought a battle no script could soften. "It started small," she said, fingers tightening together. "Fatigue, headaches, things we all ignore because life is busy and love convinces us we're invincible." Mark had brushed it off, the way he always did. He was strong, athletic, the man who filled every room with laughter and confidence. But strength, Kelly learned, doesn't make you immune to fear. It just teaches you how to hide it. The diagnosis came like a whispered sentence that shattered everything. Not loud, not dramatic, just a few clinical words that rearranged their entire universe. Kelly remembered gripping Mark's hand as the doctor spoke, feeling the warmth of him and wondering how something so alive could be so fragile. At night, she confessed, tears finally slipping free, "I would watch him sleep just to make sure he was breathing. I didn't want to miss anything, not a moment, not a breath." The audience was silent now. No applause, no laughter, only hearts breaking in unison. Mark didn't want the world to know. He wanted normal days, coffee in the morning, jokes at dinner, arguments about what to watch on TV. Kelly honored that wish for as long as she could. But carrying hope and terror alone is a weight that bends even the strongest spine. "There were days," she said, her voice cracking, "when I'd come here and make you laugh, then go sit in my car afterward and cry until I couldn't breathe." The hardest part wasn't the hospitals or the treatments. It was watching the man she loved wrestle with vulnerability, watching him learn to accept help, watching fear settle behind his eyes when he thought no one was looking. Mark fought quietly, with humor, with stubborn determination, with love. He joked with nurses, teased doctors, and held Kelly's hand whenever the world felt too uncertain to stand alone. But tragedy doesn't always roar. Sometimes it unfolds slowly, in unanswered questions, in sleepless nights, in the waiting. "There were moments we didn't know how this would end," Kelly admitted, "and that kind of not knowing, it changes you." She paused, wiping her cheeks, then lifted her eyes to the camera, direct, honest, unguarded. "This isn't just our story," she said softly. "It's for anyone sitting beside someone they love, pretending to be brave while their heart is breaking." She spoke of gratitude, for doctors, for family, for the rare strength that appears when love demands it. And she spoke of pain, not as weakness, but as proof of how deeply we care. As the segment ended, Kelly reached for her wedding ring, twisting it gently, a small ritual of grounding. Somewhere off stage, Mark was waiting, still fighting, still loving, still there. The applause came then, not loud, not celebratory, but tender, a collective promise from millions of strangers who suddenly felt like family. Because tragedy may unfold in silence, but love reveals itself in truth. And that morning, Kelly Ripa didn't just tell a story. She let the world hold her heartbreak, and in doing so, reminded everyone watching that even in the darkest battles, love remains the bravest thing of all.